just sticking, just observing. His body's just naturally moving to keep himself most comfortable and most observant. In the process of this, if it so happens that Bruce brings his hand to within like an inch of his body, now we have an interesting math thing. The way most people would try to hit Tim, for example, we might be here, for example, relax that, and I go to hit you from here, but you're right here. It's basically trading punches, right? Or whoever's faster or whatever, right? And as Tim put it, he couldn't afford to do that anymore at his age, right? He couldn't afford to risk being hit. But if you bring your hand to within 2 inches of your neck and your other hand is still like 12 inches from my body, well, boom, I can do this without, as Tim put it, going out of my way, okay? So basically, as he put it, you never go out of your way to hit. If this hand is already here and this hand is still out there, then math problem, right? I can, even if he's a lot faster, I can still cover 2 inches much faster than he can cover, 16 or whatever. Okay, so Tim once summarized contact flow as always moving such that your hands are useful to you, but his hands are useless to him, right? So, and that could be summarized basically in this math problem. If just while I'm sticking and moving with him, he happens to bring his hands to within, or if he pushes that way, that's another thing, but we'll get into that in a minute. Right, but if he happens to put his hand within like 2 inches of his body, and his other one's like no threat to me, like I have plenty of space and time to react, boom, and then whatever else happens is whatever else happens, right? So you notice, where are Bruce's hands in relation to mine, right? I just take, okay, thank you, boom, right? And here, okay, boom, I can do this with really nothing to fear. The other thing is that even while hitting, and he said he learned this from working with some of the guys from back in the day when contact flow was maybe a little less gentle, a little less structured, when he finally got good enough that he was sometimes hitting the other guys, even when he got them, guaranteed there would be something 3 times as fast and hard coming right back at him, right? No matter what. So from that, he learned that even when you hit, right, continue Bruce, whoop, you still want to be sticking in a position to either keep sticking or get right back on board. So even though I haven't taken a risk, right, and I'm hitting right here where he brought me, if he suddenly tries to get back at me, I still need to be sticking and still need to be moving just the same way, okay? So, right, and if Bruce tries to like nail me back or something, I'm still there, still just doing the same thing, okay? So, what does this mean? It means you no longer have to be thinking, oh, okay, well I'm sticking, but now when do I get to hit? Just be patient. When he gets like, okay, now the math kind of works out, boom, right? Oh, thank you, boom. Okay, so this is why I was saying it was important to, kind of keep stuff in your workspace, not necessarily right on you. Thank you. Right? You get the idea. Just in the course of moving, stuff just happens, and you just need to kind of feel it. And now, if it's something like that, that's a little different. Where the folding and everything starts. So just be aware of that idea of not going out of your way to hit. Relax the shoulder. Relax the shoulder. Boom. And you're still sticking. Good. Boom. Or boom. Or, yeah. Again, my hand can't necessarily protect me. Good. Except that's also right there. So you want to, first priority, be sticking and keeping stuff in your workspace. And
now, as I'm sticking, do I want to keep my body moving that my hand's in the optimal spot of my workspace, meaning the neutral zone? I'm moving to keep that.
Yes, you are. So in other words, as I'm moving, whatever you do, right, even if this hand comes like back to your neck or something, all right, well, oh, I want to hit him, but look, I'm totally crossing my body up. All right, this isn't comfortable. This isn't optimal. So maybe I have to be patient, okay? Or, no matter where you go, no matter what you do to me, I'm just still here. And again, it's an exercise. This is contact flow. If no one gets hit, not the end of the world. Now, the thing is, you're already introducing a lot of tension to try to force your hands out there.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If you notice, when I'm doing this, even if you suddenly push against me, right?
Oh, it's not my hands keeping the neutral zone, it's my body keeping it from my hands.
It's your leg movement. Yeah, it's your leg movement keeping your body in a better position. All your hands are antennas, okay? My antennas are here. They're telling my body where to move to keep myself in a good place to observe and feel. Because again, like if Bruce is now being very cognizant of not bringing his hands back towards his body, that's good. Except now if he's doing that by tension in the shoulder and everything, that's when things will get screwed up, right? So that was one of the other things that Tim would feel for, right? So A, if a guy brought his hand right to his body, that was good. Or if a guy got really stiff, that was good too, because another way Tim explained it, he had a lot of ways of simplifying what was going on here. Another way he explained it is like, if something bad happens to you, if you get hit, it could only be one or more of three things. You were off balance, you weren't sticking, or you were tight where you should have been loose. That's it. You can always trace it back to one of those things, right? So if you lose contact, boom, that might happen. Keep contact or be stiff, that'll happen. Or if you just happen to, the stiffness can cause off balance and whatever. Obviously the things interact with each other. If you're really stiff somewhere, it's kind of hard to stick, right? Right? But if you're loose and you're on balance and you're, conscientiously sticking, relax that shoulder, right? This is excess tension if this stuff is like going on. Should be pretty okay. So we're gonna continue with the sticking. I don't want this to turn into a slugfest, so keep the speed the same, but if I feel this is here, I might just give that a little boom. And you'll feel how it's just kind of like a downward spiral form after that, right? Oh, but by the way, what's one thing that's important? If I am not gonna go out of my way to hit, and I'm only gonna hit like when I'm already very close, better be able to do damage in very close range, right? I can't think that I need to because I'll get nailed in the process, right? If I'm like taking some big motion, okay? Right. If you notice, I'm not opening myself up to anything here. Just sticking, keeping it in my workspace. Just doing everything and just as it comes. All right, so go ahead and do that exercise. You can get a little more free with the feet in terms of moving in, but I don't want to see it like tap dancing or like, if Josh is like here, for example, right? I can't like step out of the way, okay? Because this is, boom, already here. The only thing fast enough to deal with that is maybe gravity, okay? But I'm not gonna have time to like pick up my feet and dance out of the way. But I mean, if Josh is like here, for example, boom, I can sink here. Well, he moved back, so I'll take a little step in and continue.
So a little step in and back.
Yeah. So. I should probably add this in here. Now that we're quote unquote introducing hitting, so that everyone doesn't suddenly get stiff and say, "I don't want this to happen to me." Here's the next part. Just as my hands can stick everywhere and violate the observer effect, in other words, have no effect on what he's doing. What if every part of my body is a hand? So in other words, he punches in here and pull it back.
Oh.
So everything is sticking as well. He does get his hand on my body, bum. Right? It's just sticking, just like everything else. Does something here, all right. It's just sticking, he does something somewhere else. Just sticking. Right? Especially for stuff like shoulders, if he has his hand on my shoulder or something, I don't want to suddenly tense up and try to push his hand away, because now skip up to my head, boom, easy. My shoulder just stays relaxed and sticks. Yeah, punch me in the head. Right? Very easy to actually, your shoulders are always next to your head and neck, which is nice, right? So it's very helpful for, if you do get contact with my shoulder or something, right? As long as I keep it, try to punch me in the head with it. Right? As long as I keep it loose and mobile, I can stick with it just as if it were my hand. But what a lot of people do is as soon as they feel something there, they get stiff and try to push it away, in which case he just skips right off it. I can't stick anymore, right? Because of the tension.
When you're sticking, I have to go out of my workspace.
Right, and that shit happens, yeah. So, get ahead. All right, so, same exercise. We're just working on sticking, keeping the head suspended from the string. Moving from the legs. If you do feel something on the body, just stick with it just like everything else. Okay? I feel something here, my body's a hand. Right? Don't accelerate with the hitting for now. Just if this is here, okay, I'll touch there. All right? And so try to keep your head more suspended and sink this into your legs so you can stick more comfortably, right?
And then, so if
you can actually release this hand a little bit, and or maybe like bring it back.
Can I stick with the body, like you say?
Yeah. So if you're pushing into me here or something,
okay,
right? Boom. Okay. And continue. Just stick. Bring it back to my hands when I can. Okay, he does something to me here, some. I just stick with it. Notice how much even for now, same thing with the head. It's just a hand. Okay, doing this. Go a little harder. No, but build, hard. Okay. I'm just sticking, just like everything else. Okay, and again, with my hands, if he goes hard here, right, I just move my body, and we're okay. So same thing here. If he stays unbalanced, and just sticks and just stick, same speed. Don't get out of the way. Stick. It's a different attitude. See how you're trying to get this off?
Yeah.
Stick with it. See, don't remove your chest from my hand. Move it with.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Feel the difference. If you push here,
Yep.
and I think I gotta get out of the way, that's a very different feeling from
Okay.
I want to actually stick with it.
Okay.
All right. Basically, doing this, push into this, is the same thing as doing this, and like trying to get it away. Well, why does this need to get out of the way if it's just a hand, right? Now, if he tries to go to my neck or something, right, I can still feel and move with everything, right? As opposed to you push, I try to get out of the way. Yeah. Okay. No, you put. No matter how hard or fast you push here, right? I'm just sticking.
Alright.
Whatever else you do. And again, it all comes from the legs. He tries to go up to my neck or something, or take me off balance. Just sticking with everything. Everything's a hand, okay? All right, so the exercise, just to make it clear, I know I've put in a lot. So we're sticking, we're moving with everything. If you feel something's just there, you could go, yeah, and now instead of getting all nervous and doing that, just stick with this. Like your chest is a hand. And then you go back to your, ooh, head keeps up, sink into the legs. Good. This is here, right, and you're going to me. Right, your elbow hits my ribs. Stick with it just like a hand, stay on it, right? Okay, same attitude, you're just sticking. Relax. Don't collapse, but bring this into your legs. And close the hand. Yeah, don't affect me. Okay? Got the idea? Okay.